Morning, everybody. Welcome to Eventomobile's webinar on the top 5 reasons to invest in an event app. I thank you all who are repeat attendees who've been loyally attending our webinars for the past few months, and I also welcome all the new attendees who have joined us for the first time today. To give you a quick introduction on the webinar, there's myself, Varun Kashyap. I work for Eventomobile for the last 6 years now. I am the director for business solutions here in the US. Joining me is my colleague Mihir. Hey Mihir, you there?
Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the webinar.
So Mihir is our lead product manager. He's been working on getting Eventomobile to the highest level of technology and scalability for the last few months, and we're seeing some really amazing new features and modules coming out in Eventomobile. So it's a great place to be, and we really are glad to be able to service some of the largest clients in all the industries that we work with, which include the financial services industry, consulting, not-for-profit associations. So in all the industries, we are proud to say that right now we are servicing the #1 organization in every industry vertical that we are servicing. So quick, points that we will start talking about today. So basically today's webinar, folks, is about, a question that a lot of companies have. And this question has been there forever. I mean, it's not the first time that this question is coming up. This question has actually stopped coming up a lot now because a lot of people are already pretty aware that, mobility is the way to go. Why invest in an event app is not really a question anymore. It's been something that was asked a few years ago, but, there are still some people who are still not 100% sure whether this will give them enough ROI, whether this is the right thing for them or not. And today's webinar is basically focused on addressing those people who are still kind of in the middle of, whether they should do an event app, whether or not, etc. So just to start talking about event apps, guys, I mean, all of us here at Eventomobile, as well as I'm sure everybody who's attending this webinar, not only have we been organizing events, but we have been attendees at multiple events. As an attendee, when I go to an event, if I don't get what I'm looking for, the chances of me coming back to that event are nil, if not worse than that. So to be very honest, I mean, so attendees go to event for a few different reasons, right? I mean, there's different types of attendees, as I would categorize. Some of the learners who go to the events to, find the relevant sessions, learn something really relevant and new, something that they could not have learned without traveling miles to come to that event, without spending a whole day out of their regular schedule and sitting in sessions. So that's very important to make those sessions valuable. But you've spent all this time getting all these amazing speakers and working with them on their presentations and getting the presentations to a level which are like amazing new stats, etc. But here's an attendee who comes to your event at 9 a.m. and you hand him a guide and he has no ideas what session he has to go to. So he just walks around, he sees the theater, like, okay, the session is going on, and he's already running late. He's like, oh, let's just go in here. I mean, what do I do? He has no way to easily find out what are the other sessions going on, what is the upcoming session, unless he goes through like multiple pages on a guidebook and then try and locate where the session is taking place, which guidebooks are very not user-friendly to go through, to be very honest. I've used a lot of event guidebooks, and they're not very user-friendly to find what you're looking for with those large full-page and half-page ads, which is amazing because we all want those there as organizers. But from an attendee's experience, it could be rather annoying because, you're looking for something and all you're seeing is sponsor ads. And in that respect, it's not even great for the sponsors because now for that attendee, those sponsors are becoming an annoying element. He's not happy to see them there. He's like, what is this? I'm looking for something. So number one, I mean, the attending's already upset. He's not able to find what he's looking for. Okay, so he finally goes into a session which may or may not be what he was there learn, and then he might walk out of that session and he was like, yeah, I knew everything that he said. I mean, there's nothing special about that session. And then he finds another friend of his who's walking out of another session. He's like, hey, what session did you go to? He's like, I went to this one. And it's like, hey, why didn't you attend my session? This session was about whatever topic. And this has happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to a lot of people. And you're like, I didn't even know that session's going on. I just missed that session. And you're like, damn, what do I do now? So you're again looking through the book to find relevant sessions. You end up going somewhere else, etc., etc., and this goes on. Now, as an attendee, I would probably not want to go back to that event because I was like, I didn't find any relevant sessions. It was not that nice. I couldn't find what I was looking for. The sessions that I ended up attending were not that, were not really that enlightening for me. I mean, there was stuff that I already knew. Okay, some of them were okay. So when you approach these attendees the next year saying, hey, are you going to come to our event? It's just $800 for the registration fee. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, $800 registration fee, $500 flight, another $1,000 on the hotel. I don't think it's worth it. Now, this whole experience could have been flipped if we had a simple tool like a mobile app in access to this attendee weeks before the event. All this attendee had to do is go through all the sessions, look at the speaker profiles, look at the sessions, look at what the session is going to be about, and start creating his personalized itinerary. He starts bookmarking sessions, he starts bookmarking speakers, starts creating his own personalized calendar within the app, starts adding sessions to his calendar. Now, when this attendee comes to the event, he knows exactly where he wants to go. He knows the sessions that he wants to attend. He knows how to get there because there's a map within the app. And he has a completely different experience. He comes back saying, hey, amazing event. He gives you feedback instantly. He's like happy. He's got, he learned what he was there for. He was able to connect with the speaker via the app. He was able to ask questions. He was able to submit polls. And it was a totally different attendee experience. Now you call this person the next year and you say, hey, are you going to be coming? We have an open early registration rate, blah, blah, blah. You're like, yeah, go ahead, book me up. So that's one. Our second category of attendees. So we just spoke about the learners, the geeks, and now we're going to talk about the networking people. So I think within these two, and there's another category, we'll talk about that too, but with networkers and the learners, we kind of almost get everybody who's at the event. So networkers are people, I think they become about 60% of the audience at an event. I mean, you're event organizers, you probably know better than me. I mean, we've organized events too. I attend events. Although I love learning, but as a marketing person, as a salesperson, my primary focus when I go to events is to make contacts. That's the best way to be in the face of the people that you want to meet. I mean, you can reach them on LinkedIn, you can, call them, you can do whatever you want, but to be able to talk to the CEO of a company that you're trying to, reach to for months face-to-face is an amazing opportunity. So people love going to events because of this reason. And now here's the situation, right? Again, you have no tool facilitating this feature. So I come to an event, 2,000 attendees, and how do I find who I'm looking for? Yeah. So I just go like person to person, like, hey, what's up, man? I'm Varun. No matter how social you are, I doubt in like the 2 days with people attending their sessions, doing their meetings, you attending your sessions, I doubt there's any way for you to even find out how many people were there, let alone talk to everyone. And then out of those people that you talk to, find the really relevant people that you wanted to meet. So I go to an event, I'm like, hey, I'm here to network, I'm going to do everything I can. I'm going to attend all the socials, I'm going to attend all the cocktails, I'm going to attend all the sessions, try and see who's attending the sessions, the relevant ones, and see if I can talk to anybody and everybody. So if you're trying to talk to everybody in sessions and stuff like that, that could be a little annoying, not just for you, but for the attendees and the speaker, because you can be disrupting his session and distracting people from what they should be focused on. Two, you can somehow come out to be a little pushy at times, just bursting into the conversation just to talk to people. Even if you're not that, even if you're like super social, like you spoke to like 150 people, say, in 3 days, which is probably one of the highest figures that anybody would reach. And then you collected, out of those 150, you collected about 100 cards. Now you come back and you're like, this is irrelevant, this is irrelevant, this is irrelevant, this is irrelevant. You dump about 120, 30 cards, maybe even more. And then finally you find 5 to 7 people who are relevant. But now you find out whether they're relevant or not. So the conversation that you really wanted to have with them, you probably had a little bit of that at the event, but you couldn't really get into it because they were already busy doing something else. You got a good introduction to them. Now you have to reach out to them and say, hey, remember we had a cocktail, we had a glass of wine together, and I want to reach out to you. It works out. I'm not saying it doesn't work out, but it sometimes can be like not the best way. And I might say, hey, I didn't mind anybody at this event. I went there, I spoke to so many people. I don't know if it's worth my money to go back to this event. Same thing that happened to Lura when you call this person and he does his calculation about $3,000 to $4,000, and he reaches out his marketing and they're like, how many deals did you get, or how many actual opportunities you get from the last event? And you're like, 0. Like, I don't think you should go there. So again, if this person could find, again, through a mobile app, weeks in advance, everybody who's attending, he could filter those, he could find matching profiles, and then he could set up meetings. He could send messages directly from the app, and he could even ask these people to set up a quick 5-minute meeting. Now you have a tool that will give you undeviated attention of the person that you wanted to meet in a face-to-face meeting at an event that you're going to, without having to go through 150 people, collecting 150 cards, and then still missing out on another 850 people that were there. So again, if this happens and I get like 5, 10, 20 relevant people that I could find via the app, I'm in for the next event. So does that show you ROI? That's a simple way to see that these people who would have probably dropped out the next year, I'm making sure they're coming, but not only them. When these people go out and tell people talk. They're going to tell, hey, I went to this event, this one was pretty good. I was able to get some good contacts. I was able to attend a few really important sessions, learned a lot. I'm definitely going there. Other people start talking about it. Other people start attending the event. So moving on to the other avenues of revenue and ROI generation via the event. Digital media is probably the best form of advertising, giving your sponsors the mileage that they're looking for when they're coming to your event. It also helps you eliminate print costs like brochures, marketing collaterals, feedback forms. Like saves you like tons and tons in printing costs. You can do everything, and you can get actual feedback. You can see who's giving that feedback. You can make it easy for people to give that feedback. But again, coming back to sponsorship, digital ads can talk to people. They can make people interact with them. They can make people connect with them. It's very hard to, even figure out how many people actually read an ad in a magazine or a brochure. You printed this amazing ad. You went through this whole design routine with your top designer. You got an amazing ad out there. 2,000 people picked up the magazine. How many people do you think actually read your ad? Do you know? I don't know. I mean, the organizer is telling you, oh, this magazine is going to be distributed to all 2,000 people. We're going to push to everybody. Everybody's going to see your ad. But do you know that they actually read your ad? Do you know that? Does anybody know that for sure? There is no way you can track that. There is no analytics on a printed advertisement to see how many eyes actually saw that. With a mobile app, as an organizer, you have tangible data going back now to these organizers, telling them, 1,000 people actually clicked on the ad, went to your website, and spent so much time on your website. The exact figures. Now, this is invaluable data. I mean, you run all these campaigns, right? You run all these campaigns as marketers. What is the whole purpose of those campaigns? To get analytics, to see who was looking at my emails, who clicked through, who went to the website, what page did they click on, what button did they click on. We go through all these details. We place cookies. We then start sending them messages. But what about putting thousands of dollars of sponsorship into an event and not even knowing who saw you, who did not? Any thoughts on that? I think that's the biggest waste if you can't get any tangible data. So again, now you're giving your sponsors tangible data, and And now as a sponsor, I can see, hey, wow, I get all these analytics. You're giving me analytics. These are the people who saw my ads. I can reach out. I can run my own marketing campaigns around these people. You can sell that data for separately as well, like the analytic data from the sponsor ad. You can sell that to the sponsor, saying that, giving an ad and then giving you the exact people names and email addresses of the people who clicked on your ad. We can even give you that. And those are the kind of things that make a difference. Those are the kind of things that can only be done via a mobile app. You could never do with the print brochure. You could never do that with any other medium. And there are other more advanced technology benefits like delivering personalized notifications. So if you're an exhibitor spending $20,000 on a booth, setting up this amazing booth, getting people around you, but people don't even know who you are. They're like, hey, nice fancy booth, man. See you again. And they walk around. Now, as a sponsor, you can send personalized notifications to everybody who's around your booth. Walk in to get a free whatever, massage or whatever you're doing there, and get more people and charge them for these personalized notifications. You can have beacons in the sponsor booths. Again, that also gives you analytics, floor analytics. You know how many people actually visited a booth. As an organizer, you'll know, oh, you had actually 400 visitors to your booth. So the exhibitors cannot come back to you again and say, hey, we had no traffic at our booth, man. It was just a boring conference. We were just standing there. You're like, no, hang on. I have figures here. It shows you had about 300 people in the 3 days come to your booth. How can you say you didn't have enough people? Maybe you were not doing your job at the booth properly. That could be a reason that you don't have enough leads. But you can't blame us as organizers. So a lot of tools that help you not just generate revenue, but give enough data that ensures that you make more revenue in the coming years and in the events that are going to be forthcoming off that. So as I said, analytics is already kind of covered a little bit about that. Detailed analytics, as I said, for sponsors, exhibitors, popularity of sessions. Again, an amazing thing that a lot of people don't realize. I mean, obviously, we do all these feedback forms, which everybody hates when you're handed over like the written feedback forms. You're like, I was just about to walk out. Why would you do it to me now? Why would you want me to sit here and fill this form now? I'll do it at home. So people don't like that. So if you give them like an easy way to provide feedback on the app, like click, 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 bang, 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 submit, that's it. You get to the data that you want. Now, as an organizer, you have tangible data to figure out which sessions were popular, which speakers did a good job, what kind of questions did people ask in a session, what was the speaker not covering in his presentation, and that helps you improve your sessions in future. You can reach out to people in marketing campaigns using this data, saying, come to our next event. We're going to be focusing on XYZ. And this could be something that you picked up from the feedback that you got from attendees, where something came up which was like, amazing, we never covered this. And you could just start that as a new marketing campaign. So amazing way to collect valuable real-time attendee feedback. So some examples of sponsorships and revenue generation for our clients. So one of our large clients is Singtel, Singapore Telecom, which is in Singapore, and their largest convention is the Fixed Mobile Cloud Convergence. And they wanted a mobile app to facilitate transfer of information and interaction among the organizer, exhibitors, and attendees. And he went to mobile, give them a smooth feature to collaborate between organizers and exhibitors. Exhibitors could upload their collaterals, they could, scan leads, and they could, reach out to these attendees by sending emails directly via the app. So, taking their event experience to a whole new level. Similarly, as I already spoke about, live poll surveys, Q&A are features that really help your sessions go to a new level. So Events to Mobile facilitates a lot of in-app audience response system features like live polling with live results that can be displayed via the app, as well as on large screens, on large displays. Similarly, surveys, detailed, long surveys, as well as a live Q&A engine. And what we're releasing very soon is a built-in voice Q&A mechanism, which will convert your phone into a mic, and you would be able to communicate with the speaker directly via the phones. For Q&A, we're doing a lot of technology features that are coming up to enhance this whole interactivity part of events. So some more examples, for clients that have been using. So a lot of polling took place at the CAST event. Similarly, our clients include the likes of Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, who did a lot of polling. Again, some of the largest, this is for one of the largest consulting firms in the world, actually the largest consulting firm in the world, who uses Eventimobile for all their mobile apps, for all their events. And there's features like gamification that engages attendees, that gives them that fun experience, that enhances their experience at the event, gives them something back like a quick price or something. Again, it gives attendees a reason to come back. They had fun at the event. They learned something. They were able to network. So it gives them reasons to come back to your event. Just a quick rollout on features that we have: agendas, obviously normal stuff, speaker info, ability to take notes in a session. One of the coolest features is the floor map and the ability to get guided, maps for routes that you're looking if you're getting to a theater, to get to an exhibitor, etc. Already spoke about B&M, Gates Foundation, one of the largest non-for-profits in the world. They've been using Eventimobile for multiple years now. They use it massively for polling, live Q&A, as well as the social features of the app that really give a buzz to your event. It takes you to a whole different level, helps people connect, helps people collaborate, and the social wall is, again, one of the best places to place your sponsor ads, so you can have sponsored posts over there, get more clicks, generate more revenue for your sponsors, generate more revenue for yourself by having more placeholders to place sponsor ads. Already spoke about better networking opportunities, ability to tag users, find matching users, etc. So if you're like, depending on what kind of tags are available, you can add skill-based tags, etc. You can find users who have similar tags, so you already have something in common. It makes it easier for you to network and find relevant people at an event. Yeah, so more about sponsorship and some of the clients that we work with globally. These are just a few, a handful of them. We work with a lot, many more. And locations are global. In the United States, we're right here in New York City, right next to the World Trade Center in the heart of the financial district. We service a lot of financial clients, but we also work with a lot of consulting, pharmaceutical, digital marketing, as well as associations and not-for-profits. So we work pretty much across all verticals, and that's pretty much it. I would like to thank you for your time, and I would like to open the floor for questions. Raise your hand via the right-hand side control panel. You can ask a question there. I will be happy to answer any questions. So one of the questions that I have here is, like, on an average, what does an event app cost, so that we can understand whether this will be a healthy investment for us or not? So that's an easy and a tough question to answer. I would put it in that way. I mean, an easy question because we have some standard rates, but a tough question because it's a lot easier to give you an accurate figure if we know how many events that you would like to do a year, what kind of events do you do, how many people are at your events, etc. But just to give you an average figure, our apps start from anywhere around $5,500 upwards. These are single event apps with basic set of features, and then you can add more modules for additional cost. So hopefully that answered your question. Right. How long does it take to set up a mobile app? It takes about anywhere from, depending if you have your content already, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to set up, and then about another week for approval, week to 10 days from approval from the different app stores. We also have a ready-to-go, ready-to-serve version available, which is not branded, and you could use that, which could be, if you have an event coming up in 24 hours, we could provide you an app to use that as well. Any other questions? What kind of reporting is available? So we have highly detailed reporting available from Eventimobile, from sponsor data to speaker data. We have a full built-in analytics dashboard and engine that allows you to track your event analytics, session analytics, floor analytics. We also provide iBeacon-based analytics to provide you analytics based on user location and hyperlocal connectivity amongst users. So hopefully that answers your question. Great. I don't think we have any other questions so far. Oops. Great. I'd like to thank you all for taking time out to join our webinar today. I would love to get more feedback from you. You can look us up on Twitter. You can go to our website. You can connect with us over there. Or you could just email me at varun.kashyap@webspiders.com. And our Twitter is twitter.com/event2mobile. And please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to talk more and understand your events better and help you have a better event experience. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody.